Welcome back. As Drew and I always say, there is plenty to do in Oklahoma.
That's right, and this man, Dino Lalli from TravelOK.com, he stops by weekly and proves us right with all kinds of great things to do.
Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. A seal hit me on the backside as I was coming out here. Sorry.
What's amazing is no one complains. Apparently, they like his love taps.
There you go. Just a love tap.
But he's a walrus, by the way. Don't insult him by calling him a seal.
I'm sorry, a walrus is a seal. Well, maybe there's a seal over here and a walrus in the tape. So anyway, Sam Noble Museum in Norman is a phenomenal place, but they have an exhibit there that really needs people. You need to go see it because it's informative, it's fun. It's called the Ramp It Up exhibit, and it really tells the history of skateboarding. That's the essence of what the exhibit is. And it goes back literally, thousands of years to the indigenous people of Hawaii, how they used to ride the waves. I mean, it really talks about the history. But then more importantly, it talks about how skateboarding really has become so important in the Native American communities. It gives these kids, it's a neutral, safe environment where they can basically be kids. And it's just a wonderful thing. The other cool thing is the boards that are on the exhibit. I mean, they tell a story. They're not just for show, and that's also fun. It's one of those exhibits you can go through more than once, and I have gone through it twice actually, and I missed something the first time, and you go back and visit. And it's going to be there until the end, I believe, of this month.
What a cool way for kids who are really into skateboarding and may not know the history of it, because it is fascinating, the older boards and I mean how they created the boards for the first ones to do it, so that'd be fun for them to see.
And it does shatter the stereotype of skaters too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. We're going to continue with another kind of museum, going to Pauls Valley, one of my favorite places. In fact, Time magazine called this one of the top 50 best American experiences.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
They picked one thing out of 50 states, and for Oklahoma, it got named that just a few years back, and that's the Toy and Action Figure Museum in Pauls Valley. What a fun place, and it really is for everyone. It's not just for kids. Yeah. Kevin Stark, who owns this, and a lot of these come from his personal collection. It really is. It'll both educate and also to excite visitors, literally of all ages. And I think there's over 14,000 classic pop culture figures on display. There's also an interactive area for those hands-on experience from concept through manufacturing. Each display also tells a story. That's the other thing that's really a lot of fun. And hopefully, when you do go, Kevin Stark will be there. What a talented guy. He actually was very instrumental in the original design of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Really?
Wow.
He's also a phenomenal artist. His gallery is just down the street from the museum, and his work is on display all over the place. He's just a fun guy, very talented, and he's just fun to talk to. And he can give you the history of all the stuff. He can give you specific stories, and he really enhances that experience all the way through. He's just a great guy, and we just tell people, if you want something fun and different, go to Pauls Valley. A lot of good places to eat down there, and you can easily spend like an hour, hour and a half in there, at longer too. There's also a cartoon exhibit of people who've been involved with cartoons and comics, and that kind of thing. And so it's just fun. I'm
laughing because it's the action hero underwear.
Yeah, is that the underoos section? Because
that's something he had just added, because he actually saw this on a display in another place. He goes, well, I got to have that in my museum.
Yeah.
And it is true. It's just one of those kind of things.
We need to talk to somebody about getting adult underoos, because I think those would be hot sellers, and I have no idea why they don't make adult underoos. I want my Spider-Man back.
I'm not going to go there. Anyway, let's go up to Tulsa. We're going to take off from here and go to the Tulsa Air and Space Museum. I've said before, I am a NASA geek. I've flown in an F-4 and an F-14. I've jumped out of a plane before with a parachute. But the Tulsa Air and Space Museum really is a phenomenal place. It's broken up into eras. It talks about the early days of the first Tulsa airport there. Actually, the first balloon ascension, which was in 1897. There's the jet age section. There's a section that talks about the American Airlines plant, which is one of the largest of its kind in this part of the country, there close to the airport. There are, again, some very hands-on interactive exhibits, one of which is there's a shuttle launch. It actually takes two to work it, and it goes through the last few steps of what happens when a shuttle is launched.
Oh, wow.
And one of my favorite things, I mean, they had to pull me out of there. There were kids waiting in line, and I was crying. But you can actually get into a wind tunnel, and you're actually, there's the space shuttle right there. But there's a wind tunnel where there's an F-16, and you are literally flying it. There's wind that they push over through fans over the wings. It's very sensitive. There I am flying it right there. That was a blast. And you can learn the aerodynamics of flying and how it works. And so I tell people, you know, if you're in the Tulsa area, go by the Tulsa Air and Space Museum, which is by the Tulsa Airport.
Wow,
these are
so
great.
Neat.
Don't you get the feeling that it's always Mr. Lalli, your time is up, come on.
I know, right?
At the Action Figure Museum.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Yes.
And I'm sure my time here is actually about wrapped up. So,
great.
you know, go to travelok.com. You can find all kinds of things that are going on, any specific weekend, any kind of activity. While you're there, in the right-hand corner, it says Request Free Brochures. This is our travel guide. You got to have this in your car. You can have it at home too, in case your phone isn't working or internet or something. This has so much information in it. You can also order our new dining guide. There's the outdoor guide. All the information is here for you to keep. This is free, and once you order it, it takes about 5 to 7 days to get to your home, and you're good to go.
You guys make it easy.
Perfect.
We try.
Travelok.com. Thanks so much, Dino. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Good to see you.
Coming up, we take a look into the fashion world with a local celebrity.
Vanity Perkins has tips for the ladies next.